The best you is literally waiting for you to start being serious and start taking yourself seriously for you to get to that next level. But it literally starts with you becoming colder and you becoming more aware of your own potential. I'm gonna tell you guys a secret, man. The more that you continue to work on yourself, that could be financially, that could be physically, that could be mentally, every single aspect that you continue to work on yourself and then you keep getting colder, the more opportunities will actually come to you. And what I think what a lot of people end up doing is that they chase out the opportunities, they chase the girls and the moments, but the more that you start working on yourself and the more you start improving yourself, is the more that those things will naturally come to you and they'll actually be attracted to you. You know what I'm saying? People around you will see exactly what you're working for. You know, the people around you will see that you have value that you can bring to them and that they can bring to you. And so, you know, as much as we're like, oh, well, I want to go out and I want to, you know, go get this perfect opportunity, it starts with you. It starts with you working on yourself. You know, I think a lot of guys, they want to go out here and they want to find the prettiest girl or they want to find, you know, the best job opportunity. Excuse me, I don't know what's going on with my voice right now. But they want to find the best job opportunity, or maybe if you're a business owner, you want to find really good partnerships, right? And you want to put yourself in this winning position, which is great. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But the more that you actually find yourself wanting to work on yourself and the colder you become, the more people want to work with you. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing a lot of people don't know about until it's too late. Until you're, you know, expired, right? Your time is expired. Or all of a sudden you become like 35 or 40 years old, and all of a sudden everyone is like, oh, well, he's already expired, he's already outdated, right? But you have to put yourself in a position where you're like, no, I'm constantly working on myself to become the best me possible. And the more that you can do that, the more you can actually be able to acquire the things that you want to work on, right? The more people you'll actually be connected to. And one thing I realized, especially when it comes to trying to find the right partner and finding the right girl, is that they're gonna want the best version of you anyway. You know what I'm saying? So you might be like, oh, well, I don't feel like I'm enough for this pretty girl, but like, let you know, work on yourself, and all of a sudden, watch how she's gonna come back, right? Those girls that I say it all the time, man, girls want the best opportunity. So if you don't have nothing to offer or nothing to provide, then why is she gonna wanna be with you? It really starts with you working on you. And I'm saying that because I know firsthand, you know, when you trying to focus on everything else and you're not really focused on trying to better yourself to the maximum potential that you can, it's actually gonna hinder the growth that you can already have with them. So, you know, and when it comes to different and when it comes to different areas, you know, you got to keep working on yourself mentally. No one wants a dull person. They want to be able to have intellectual conversations. No one wants to meet a business owner and you don't even know nothing about your own product or nothing about your own business, right? You got to be able to be educated somewhat. That way people can actually be able to get value from you. And the more value that people see from you, then that actually puts you in a position where you can actually, you know, produce that and provide that for people. You know what I'm saying? That's going to put you in rooms. That might even put you in a room where you're educating other people, right? You're standing in front of other people and you're teaching them about what they need to know about what you do. And the key thing that I've learned, especially when it comes to the business world, is that the more that you work on yourself, the more people are willing to work with you because they see that you're not just one of these people that's trying to, you know, scam, or that you're trying to be a fraud to people, but you're actually trying to help people to the best and the maximum potential that you can. You know, that could start with, like I always say, it's the self-branding. The way that people view you and the way that people actually perceive you is what's going to correlate in their mind to be like, oh, okay, he's actually a valid person, or no, he's just a guy that's full of, you know what I'm saying? He's full of himself. So put yourself out there, man, but we gotta work on ourselves to get colder. We gotta work on ourselves, and it really starts with us, you know? It really starts with you. I should say that, because it's not us. It really starts with you. The best you is literally waiting for you to start being serious and start taking yourself seriously for you to get to that next level. But it literally starts with you becoming colder and you becoming more aware of your own potential. You know what I'm saying? Only you could put that in your hands. Someone else could say, hey, well, I see that you could, you know, potentially do this or get into this, but at the end of the day, are you going to put the effort in for you to actually work on those things? That comes down to you. No one else is going to do that. You know, especially if you're a guy that's out here trying to make it, you're trying to figure life out, you're in the 20s, you know, we're trying to figure out what the foundational years really look like. And what that looks like is from 18 to 25, 18 to 27, we're consistently working on ourselves. That's our physical, our mental, and our spiritual. You know what I'm saying? We also need to make sure that we're good financially, because no one wants a financially unstable person. No one wants a broke person, right? No matter what age you are, no matter what person you deal with, if you're not good with money, the person likely won't want to deal with you because you don't have good money habits. What does it look like that you get paid and you go spend it all at the casino? What does it look like that you get paid and all of a sudden you go spend it all on shopping sprees, or you spend it on video games? You know what I'm saying? If you play 2K or you play, you know, some type of game where you got to buy a currency, you know, what does it look like that you're like, oh, let me buy 2,000 coins so I can upgrade my player? Let me spend this certain amount of money so I can buy this certain car in GTA. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to put yourself in a winning position financially so that you can actually be stable. You can't just be out here free-willingly spending money that is going to keep passing you by. When it comes to the spiritual part, you know, you got to get right with God, man. You got to get right with God. And the thing is that getting right with God looks different for a lot of people, but at the end of the day, it always comes down to the relationship that you have with God. What does your relationship look like with God? If you treat it like a person in real life, how would you want that relationship to look like? Would you want to talk to that person every day? Would you want to text that person? Would you want to call that person? Right? How would that relationship really look like? Would you want to spend time with that person? You know, that's how you got to treat it with God. And you got to put yourself in that spiritually winning position for you to actually maximize your growth with Him. And then, of course, you have your own mentality. How do you view yourself, right? How do you view the way that you actually carry yourself? And then you also have the other side where it's like, well, what does it look like for me to be strong mentally, right? When things get hard and I have to overcome hardships, how do I win in a losing situation? And that's a place that you have to figure out yourself, especially if you're the one that's in that situation. And I always say this for physically, man, like girls love broad shoulders, you know, strong arms. You know, some girls love veins, other girls just love definition. You know, you gotta be able to put yourself in a position where you're actually able to continually work on yourself physically. You gotta go to the gym, you gotta do push-ups, you gotta do sit-ups. You don't need the best, you know, six-pack in the world or the most veiny body in the world to be, you know, 0% body fat. But you gotta continually work on yourself to actually grind and show that you actually have something that you've been working after. You know what I'm saying? And I think that a lot of people, whenever they're trying to figure out all of these things, so like, man, it's just so overwhelming and I'm only this many years old and, you know, I'm just trying to figure it all out. But like, so is everyone else, man. So is everyone else, man. I mean, I'm 24 right now. And I started whenever I was about 19, 20, trying to work on all these other things that I needed to know. And it really starts with the young foundational, you know, years, because this is what's going to carry out through the rest of your life. You want to be fit? Great. If you want to just be healthy so that you can actually be able to take care of your kids and not have to worry about, oh, my back hurts, so I can't really take my son out to go play ball, or I can't really, you know, do certain things physically, then we got to start now so that we can actually stay flexible and stay strong. If you want to be able to carry and be able to lead in a relationship, mentally, you're going to need strength, right? And of course, that's also going to come with the relationship with God, the faith that you have in God for Him to lead you where you need to be at, and understanding that it's His path and His direction, not yours. And that's where a lot of people end up messing up at, is that they want to lead with their own direction and they want to lead with their own understanding. But the Bible literally says, do not lean on your own understanding. And it says that for a reason, because we always want to figure things out. As humans, we're like, well, we're going to figure it out. I'm going to put myself in a winning position. But like, what if God has a different plan for you? A plan that you don't even see yet. And that's where you got to be able to stay strong and actually put yourself in that position to have faith when you're talking to Him. So, I mean, that's really all I got for y'all, man. I think I need a lot of people to understand that the colder that you get, the more that you start working on yourself, man, it's going to be, the rewards and the opportunities that come down the road are going to pay off in dividends over and over and over, man. And especially if you're a good, genuine person, you know, God is going to put you in a position where you can actually show how genuine you are and how good of a person that you can be. Because that's the type of God that He is, man. And He'll bless you and give you everything that you've ever needed and ever wanted. So we just got to become colder, man. We got to become colder in all these other aspects. And I just need you guys to realize that and to start working on it, because the more that you do, the more that you understand it, the more you can actually give yourself the time and the grace to continually work on what you need to be working on. So that's all I got for you on this video. It's gonna wrap it up. Like this video, share this video with someone that needs to hear this, man, because somebody in the world does not understand that for you to become better or for you to become colder, it literally has to start with your relationship with God, but it also starts with the relationship with you. And once you build that, once you understand that, that's when the real work can be put in, and that's when you can actually understand who you are. That being said, y'all, I'll catch you on the next video. I'm gone.